What up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? Let me get my ears on. It's Friday. Hail to the y'all. Friday. You're here with Dick. We got our UFC to go through some pick. Dick's picks, everybody. Dick's picks. Friday. Today is June 6th. Tomorrow, June 7th, UFC 316. Let's go. Super stoked. You know, I made a bunch of picks from early prelim to main card, but since I'm new to this setup and, if something goes wrong and I click the wrong thing and the whole thing shuts down, I want to make sure that if I got to reshoot this, it's not super crazy. I've done some dry runs already, but you know how we do it. 0 edits, raw dog, let's go. All right, let me get some stuff out of the way. And like I was saying, I think I'm just going to do the main card for several reasons. Like I was saying, for the time constraint, but not that... I'm a diehard fan. I love all this stuff, but I'm trying to see if I can get some retention on some of these videos. You know what I mean? It probably has something to do with all the different subject matter that I put on my channel. Maybe I should do different channels. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, all right. Here we go. Let me go ahead and bring in the UFC page here so we can get this started. All right, there we go. Dashvili, the Machine versus the Sugar Show. Yes, this is a rematch for those that do not know. And, there's a little controversy around the rematch because, of course, the gentleman with the belt there you see in the picture, this is an automatic rematch for the dude with the tattoos, Mr. Sean, because it was their last fight together, and let's say Sean wins tomorrow night. They don't think that he's going to give the Machine, Merab, a immediate rematch. But we'll see. You never know. The UFC's crazy with everything, like why they do what they do, but it keeps us coming back. So here we go. I was going to start from the bottom. But I think I'm going to get right into the main card because I know that's kind of what everybody cares about anyway. And I've got to share something. I've been doing a lot of research because it's fun for me on the fighter side. I watch, if they have a YouTube channel, I watch all the embeddeds, all the Mac Lives, everything from the weigh-ins to, whatever it is, I try to follow them. Just so I can see things as like an Uber fan. I want to know, there was a picture floating around of Mr. Sugar Sean O'Malley walking around on crutches. And people were like, oh, he's got an injury. What's going on? He had a labrum tear in his hip. Was it concerning that? I don't know what it was concerning. And he's been kind of, people have asked him some questions in some of the press conferences, but he's kind of dodgy around it. He has a foot injury, though, from way back in the day. Well, back in the day. I don't know how way back it was. I can't remember exactly. It's called a Liz Frank tear, I believe is what it is, and it has something to do with the smaller bones in the foot and the tendons. I don't know. But maybe it had something to do with that. Maybe it gets flared up. I just, especially the top echelon, the top tier fighters that we have in the UFC, when they say they're healthy and, ready to go, Sure they are, by a, full-time mixed martial artist professional fighter. They're as healthy as they can be because they're never 100%. There is always something's going on, whether it's your toenails pulled up, and that's not a big one, or, 2 or 3 of your fingers are jammed. You got a pull muscle here, a sensitive groin, a staph infection. You're on antibiotics, which can drain you. All right, I'm going to quit rambling and get right into this. Okay, the big fight of the night. Merab versus Sean O'Malley. I think Sean's going to win. I want Sean to win. I followed, his whole channel, everything that he's doing. And one of the reasons for that is I like Sean. He's an amazing fighter. I like his style of fighting. I believe all fights are a form of artistic expression, especially at this level. And I really dig his artwork. The way he puts things together, his fighting style by keeping people at the end of his punches, his ability to find shots. I think it's magical. But I really, really, really love his coach, Tim. The Red Hawk Academy owner. They got a new gym. It's super dope. I love his mentality. I love how he's constantly trying to improve not just himself, but his fighter. And the fact that he's sharing that with us through his journey. Very cool guy. One of the best coaches, I believe, because he's always trying to improve himself and his fighter. Sometimes coaches get locked into I'm the best, and whatever I choose is the best. And that's, the game progresses, and whatever you were doing may not be working because people now know that that's what you do. So, yeah, I really, really respect Tim. Mr. Timbo.
Big Red.
But yes, I think Sean is going to win. And I'll tell you how. It's either going to be, and several people are making this prediction. He's still the underdog too. And I'm not just making this on an emotional thing. I watch the fighters during the weight cuts because if there is an injury, sometimes it'll be exposed during the weight cut. Whether you see a limp or an arm that's just not moving or articulating like it normally would be. But there is something I have noticed about Mr. Merab, and it's in his eyes. And I don't know, I was trying to put a descriptive on it. It almost feels like maybe he just doesn't, I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he just doesn't feel challenged because he's already beat this guy. Or maybe it's something else. Maybe it's like he knows Sean can beat him and he has either got some underlying injury. Because he was talking crazy about the weight cut and how bad it is. He doesn't do it anymore. Through his conversation and the look in his face and his body language and stuff during some of the questions and watching the countdowns and all that, the embeddeds, he just doesn't seem to be as fired up. I almost feel like he checked that box of I won the belt and I'm good maybe. When someone fights like he fights, literally he gives his all plus some more if that's possible. And you wouldn't think it's possible, but if you're a fan or you've seen Merab fight, damn, because what he does, for those that don't know, is he never stops. That's why they call him the machine. The amount of training that it takes to get there. He was in construction previously before this, and even the infancy of his MMA career. He might be tired, not just physically, but mentally over this thing. I feel like he has enough money, maybe, and that's where he doesn't feel the drive or the fire anymore. But I think that's going to play in. It's going to be a factor. There's some kind of mental side I feel like he is missing this time. I've rewatched their first fight multiple times. I also rewatched so I could compare his composure before in the first fight versus now. Something is definitely different. That's all I'm saying. All right, I don't want to stay on that too long. I want to keep this going. All right, next fight.
We got them ladies, y'all. We got them ladies.
Oh, let me do this. Look at her, though. I'm talking about jacked. And she made weight, and I'm talking about, yeah, I always worry about her making weight because I know it's a hard pull. You know what I mean? She has so much three-dimensional muscle. It's a little crazy. Whoa. All right, there's some prelims. My bad, everybody. Technical difficulties. I do not edit. All right, let me go back to where we were. And let me blow this up real fast. I want to show you something here. All right. How do I feel about this? I respect all fighters. Male, female, whatever, right? If you're in this game, if you're on this journey and you're dedicated, man, I respect you. I don't know. There's just something about Juliana, the one with the belt there. I'll use the word. It's a little cringy. the way she approaches everything and tries to make it all, I don't know, I'll use the word catty for whatever. But I think she's going to lose this belt tomorrow night. And I think it may take a couple rounds into the second, maybe the third. And I really feel like this gold medal Olympic champion, Kayla, she's going to get this done. And I feel like there might even be like a cut or some serious damage to the fascia. And the referee/doctor may stop it because of said cut. All the fighter has to say is he can't see. And then, boom, they pull it. But they know that. So a lot of fighters will avoid saying, I can't see, which is a good call. All right, yeah. Juliana's going to lose. Harrison going to win. Official prediction, it's in. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. All right. Okay, next one. Man, this is a mixed bag of... I got a question mark next. I'm looking at my notes. I have a question mark kind of next to this one. Kevin Gastelum, been in the game a hot minute. Mr. Joe, hardest hitter in the UFC, they say, because that punch measuring machine, harder than Francis Ngannou, which I don't doubt. It's some people have the gift, whether you call it sitting down on your punches or, some people have it, they don't. Knockout power, all that kind of stuff. Piper, if you know anything about the body mechanics, Piper, when he throws his punches, even when he's bent over and he's trying to strike someone that's on the ground, they have so much wallop on it, But let me tell you what, Kelvin Gastelum, this guy, he can do it. He can get it done. He definitely has it. But I feel like due to his age and octagon miles, if you will, he's been doing it a long time. I really hope he's all squared away from his fight camp, because if not, Piper's going to hurt him and hurt him bad. But we'll see. I do have Joe winning this fight. Man, Kelvin's so tough. I constantly think back to his previous fights. Whitaker and Adesanya, he's so tough. He's so game. His chin, man, it's dangerous because his brain suffers because his chin just will not let him go. Yeah, Big Joe. Okay, and I wanted to say one thing, man. I thought this was kind of funny. I was watching the MMA Guru. I like that guy. I like the shit he talks. It's great. And he's very knowledgeable. Hilarious. But he brought up this picture right here that we're looking at, and he was like, what is wrong with Kelvin's legs? It's funny. Hey, man, I'm not making fun. What I'm doing is look at John Jones and his legs, and they consider him the GOAT. Make fun of his legs, see what happens. You're going to lose some teeth, maybe the ability to keep your equilibrium, I'm just saying. All right. Yeah. Yep. I do want Kelvin to win, though. I like him. I like his style. I just like it all. I like it so very much. All right. Let us shimmy on here. All right, the next one we got. Sorry, I've got other things going on my computer. I hope you can see that. Whatever. It's just my security thing. Maybe you can. All right. This Patchy Mix guy, he's in the mix now, so to speak. And this Mario dude that he's fighting, they're both super impressive. A lot of people are picking Patchy to win, and I do agree Patchy's probably going to win, but this is... I got a question mark next to this one, too, because the Batista dude, he's there to get it done. I mean, I'm not saying anyone's not there to get it done, but I was watching some of the weigh-ins and the press conference and all that wonderful stuff, and I mean, this dude, he's serious. Patchy has this amazing record, though, and he claims to be the best in the weight class, in the bantamweights, even though he just entered this whole thing. And, we'll see. I do like, it's a little brash, but I like his mentality right now because he is superiorly confident about what's going to happen. But yeah, got Patchy Mix. Welcome to the mixer, and you're probably going to get it done on Saturday night. All right, moving on. Vicente Luque, Kevin Holland. You know, I'm in the DFW area. Kevin, you know, I believe lives somewhere here, and his main fight camp is here. I'm not sure. I couldn't find a lot about his because I was doing research on him. Couldn't find any video. I mean, other than highlights from some other interviews. And then everybody's so worried about the him and the drama that Jackson had, you know, through the whole thing. This interview they had, and they were talking mess, and he was asking if he knew what, I think an over-under, or not an over-under, it's the gun that has two different forms, like a shotgun and it's got a 410 and a 22. I don't know. And Rampage didn't know, and Kevin was being real, I don't know, egotistical and whatnot. But whatever. I like the guy. I like his style. I like his creativity. I love Vicente too, man. Been around for a hot minute. One of the OGs for sure. But he also has a lot of miles on his career. And there's a couple times in his career I thought he was done, and then, you know, had a little bit of a resurgence, so to speak. But yeah, I think Kevin Holland is going to get this squared away. Each and every way. And it might... all of a sudden I had this weird flash of MMA prediction, like a crazy submission. Like Vicente actually initiates, gets it to the ground, and somehow Kevin is able to pull out something crazy. I don't know. I just thought about the twister, but maybe not like that. Maybe some weird... I don't know. I don't know why that just popped into my head. It's the MMA prediction gods throwing me a little love, like this is what's going to happen. Tell the world. All right, I did. All right, y'all. I don't want to go any deeper than this. Like I was saying. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing it. Just because this Joshua Van kid, man, and this Bruno Silva. Okay. I'm going to do a couple of these. All right. Fast re-edit, no edit. We're live. It's just you're seeing it later. Live later. Dick's Picks. Yeah, Joshua Van versus Bruno Silva. I'm just so impressed with Joshua. Man, get on the van, y'all. He's going to win. For sure. I was listening to the MMA guru again talk about how he has the ability to slow a flyweight fight down, which is almost impossible because these dudes are, I'll use the word small, they're smaller men, and so they can really push their cardio. Punches are quick. Usually it comes with the moniker of, but they don't have knockout power. Some of them do. This Bruno Silva kid, he is strong. He's strong, and deceptively so. He's only 5'4". Joshua is 5'5", but if you watch when he delivers his strikes, he definitely possesses the button. He can find yours and turn it off. So Joshua going to win. If you're interested in any prelim stuff, man, I really like watching that kid fight. Okay, next one. And man, what I'm going to do is instead of just, I'm going to give you kind of let's do it like this. Azamat Murzakanov is going to beat this Brendanson Ribeiro. The Russian's going to win. That's all. I'll just leave it at that. And then we have this next one, this Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. That's a cool name. Sergey going to win. He going to get it done. And then I really wanted to talk about this one. This is what brought me all the way down here. This Chaos guy. Chaos Williams. I'll say this. Chaos has the ability to get this done. I don't know where really his focus is at, but man, when he's in there, he can finish this fight. He can win this fight. This dude from Sweden. What up, Sweden? I got some Swedish genetics because they're so sweet. No, I'm just kidding. That's corny. Man, this one's... I feel like this... Depending on how this Andreas guy approaches this fight, this could be a barn burner. But, I mean, Chaos could finish this with strikes by the second round. I mean, potentially, if this Andreas guy is not careful, I'll just tell you why I say that. He has the tendency to like push in and pressure and get close to the opponent. And if you get in range to Chaos and he's able to figure out the range and, you know, where you're at into his punches, you're probably going to go to sleep. All right. Let me sum it up one more time before I dip out, everybody. Dick got a dip. I was so behind this morning, had stuff going on, and all right. Let's run through it one more time, just so we can get all the thoughts in a row here. Sugar Sean gonna win. I'm freaking stoked. Kayla Harrison gonna win. I'm excited for her too. I think it's time for her to be a double gold holding, my bad. Joe Piper gonna get it done. I just keep having this weird suspicion that, I mean, Kelvin can still surprise us. Really love that guy. Joe gonna get it done. Patchy Mix, welcome to the UFC, and I do believe you're a little overconfident, but I also believe that you're gonna get it done. Congratulations, sir. I have faith in you. Kevin Holland, DFW hard, y'all. DFW hard. Kevin's gonna get it done. He's gonna beat Vicente. Could be a decision. Joshua Van, get in there, man. He gonna get it done too. Azamat, yes, I have faith in ye, and it looks like the odds are, good God Almighty, he's a negative 600, so it looks like I'm not the only one. Spivak gonna get it done. Chaos Williams gonna get it done, and that's it. All right, let me bring y'all back into my whole thing here. Boom, and we back. All right, UFC 316. The picks are in. I've been pretty accurate over the last few of these. I have yet to decide whether I should create separate channels for these, because this is all kind of, I'm just, am I doing conspiracy theory stuff? Am I doing discipline and health and fitness? Am I doing UFC? I'm just doing it all into this channel. So thank you so much for tuning in. This is Dick's Picks. I hope your weekend is magical, and I hope the UFC is perfectly entertaining for us all. I hope there is no technical issues like we had on the last one, or no one decides not to walk out during the announcements. Fingers crossed, all is good. Yeah. All right, y'all. Dick's got a dip. Seriously. I will see y'all on the flip. Remember, everyone, take your day. Dick's in here taking his day. Always. The best way to get this done, to take your day, share your knowledge, spread your love. Get in there. I will see y'all on the next one. It should be a joy-filled conspiracy theory video. I'll be working on it this weekend. Thinking about bringing multiple subject matters to us. All right, y'all. Much love. I'll see y'all on the flip. Peace in.